So as discussed, I told you we'll be learning Postgres with the help of ChatGPT. So, so I went on to ChatGPT and like I have created multiple modules for learning. Like currently, since we are learning like Postgres, so let me open the course module and the plan for learning PostgreSQL. So yeah, database. Yeah. So like as you all know, like a ChatGPT is an AI model. It's an open AI based model. Uh, like we are uh, so we'll be using this uh, as a tool to learn our new technologies like going forward. Since I'm new to this kind of YouTube and streaming, so yeah, so for instead of uh, so we'll be using a ChatGPT as a medium to learn new technologies, as I told you in my short videos. So like I went on to ChatGPT and created this simple prompt. It's not a like very well designed prompt. Like just typed like create a PostgreSQL course map. So like here is the course plan suggested by ChatGPT. So, like in module one, there is an introduction to PostgreSQL and relational databases. So, the topics we are going to cover is what is PostgreSQL starting with. Then we'll move on to history and features of PostgreSQL. Then we'll understand what RDBMS in general is. Then there is a comparison of PostgreSQL, MySQL, and Oracle SQL servers. Like these are the major RDBMS providers. So then there is some architecture overview. So in this module one, we the course outline is like this as suggested by ChatGPT. So then in module two, there is a database and table basics. So here in this module, we'll be learning how to create the database, how to connect to database. So like there's you can connect a data to a database using a GUI tool provided by the DBMS provider, and we generally connect with database through some application or through some connectors based on the framework or programming language. So we'll be looking onto that also. So then creating, altering, and dropping tables, data types in PostgreSQL. So in general, like what we use in uh, day-to-day tasks in database, these are like the basics of creating, altering, and dropping tables. And then we'll move on to data types in Postgres. Just like in programming language, we have various data types in Postgres also, and in our DBMS in general. Then we move on to CRUD operations, like what's the topics? It's like insert, select, update, and delete. So we'll know how to insert a record into a database, select a record based on some conditions, how to update the records, and how to delete the records. And there are some clauses that we can use along with these insert, select, and update and delete statements. Delete clause, sorry. And we'll use these combinations to get the desired output. Yeah. Then we'll move on to module 4. So in module 4, we'll get to know, understand some uh, uh, DBMS provider functions. Like these are inbuilt functions that we can use in our SQL queries. And uh, so what we'll be going to learn, like in for string functions, we'll be learning upper, lower, substring, concat. For numeric functions, we are going to learn round, sail, for floor. Date and time functions, now, is, to, care. So these are some of the functions, inbuilt functions provided by the DBMS provider. Mm, and there we will also look into the logical and arithmetic operators of particular RDBMS. Then we'll move on to module 5. So, like to speed up our queries, we need to uh, create indexes also. So, like if the database becomes very large, like if there is a very huge amount of entry in our database, then we may use if required to use indexes. So we'll learn how to create indexes, and also we'll be learning some constants, how to set constants while creating tables and all. Then we'll move on to joins and subqueries. So when we want to select multiple records from multiple tables, so we'll be using joins and subqueries. So let me have a call. I'm getting a call. Hello, who is this? Hello. Yeah, speaking. Sorry for the delay. I was getting a call for job. I'm applying for job since I'm not having a job at present. So yeah, fine. Sorry. Where is my ChatGPT? So we were discussing the course modules. So yeah, so we in module 6 will be learning joins and subqueries. So when we want to select the records from multiple tables, then we need to use the joins. So we'll be learning how to use joins and how to use subqueries. So like some conditions we may be there while selecting some records. So we'll be using subqueries for that. Then we have aggregations and grouping. So we have aggregate functions like sum, average, count, max, mean. So we'll be using these aggregate functions. Then we'll also be learning how to group the records on some clause like some conditions like so we'll be learning how to use group by and having clause. Then we'll learn some window functions. Uh, I'm also like not having hands-on much, so we'll be learning in when we'll be learning. I'll be explaining you. So then we need to create some views. We sometimes we just need to create some views to get a snapshot of the tables and all. So we'll be using views, materialized views, and CTs. So what DJCT is stands for Common Table Expressions. Yeah, fine. Yeah, so in module 9, so like what our DBMS is famous for, the transactions. So like when there is a very uh, what we can say, like when there is a need for consistency in the uh, uh, consistency, like there is a so what's called acid properties. So our DBM is famous for acid properties, so which guarantees like the transaction will be successful or not successful at all. So like when you're doing banking transactions, so banking transactions are very critical, and we need to have like the records updated in both the senders and receivers account correctly. So suppose one account is debited and another is not credited. So then there will be very useful. So we'll be using our DBMS. We generally use in most cases. I am not sure where we'll be using NoSQL, but yeah, in our DBMS, whenever there is a transactional requirement, we use transaction not just for banking. Like when there is a some select steps that needs to be performed or not performed. So we'll be using uh, transactions and concurrency. Then we'll learn how to extend the functionality of Postgres. So we'll be using extensions also and some advanced data types. In module 11, we'll be learning users, how to create users, assigning roles to the users, and giving permissions like schema level permissions and all. Then we need to make sure that the data we are storing, even if it's somehow corrupted or somehow there is damage to data, then we can restore the data. So we need to back up the data also. So we're learning how to back up and restore the data and how to maintain the RDBMS database. Then we'll move on module 13, how to optimize the performance of RDBMS system. As I told you, like we generally use database through connecting with programming languages and some frameworks. So in module 14, we'll be using, you'll be learning how to connect with the programming language, how to connect PostgreSQL with programming language, how to create procedures and triggers, error handling and exception blocks. And also we'll be learning event-driven programming with notify addition. And these are some advanced concepts: high availability replication clustering, which generally comes as a task of the DB and DevOps team. So yeah, we'll be learning streaming, logical replication, failover strategies, clustering with patterning. So these are also very new concepts for me. So yeah, we'll be learning all this. So I hope you'll enjoy this learning journey. And yeah, let's begin our module one in the next video.